what is up? Welcome back to my channel. It's been quite the week, to say the least. I didn't post last week. Obviously there's a lot going on in the world and in the country that I am currently living in, and it just didn't feel right to post a video as normal. So for today's video, I thought we would do a Q&A. I thought it would be a good time to sit down and just like have a nice conversation, talk to you guys, answer some questions, and yeah, I just feel like that's the most appropriate thing that I can post right now. We're just gonna jump right into the questions here. So as always, I asked you guys to ask me questions on Instagram, and I categorized all of the questions that I got into groups so that I feel like we can tackle everything in a very nice and organized way. So the main topics of conversation, we have obviously the Black Lives Matter movement and everything that's gone on in the US in the last week. We have relationship questions, random questions, and then pandemic questions. What a year. What a year 2020 has been. What a friggin' year. It's just, you know, we thought it was crazy at the pandemic, and then I can't believe this year. I remember going into it New Year's thinking, oh my god, best year yet, like let's crush it, and it crushed us. But anyways, we're gonna start with the first question, which is, how do you feel about everything that's going on in the US? I don't even know where to start with that one, because it's like, obviously I don't feel great. This was a very heavy week. I woke up with a headache every single day. I just felt so sad and disappointed, honestly, in the world and the way people are handling it. Disappointed, I guess, from the front of people still being racist. You know, there's a lot of people that have been very anti-racism through this, and I love seeing those posts and people going out there and standing up for the rights of others. But just thinking that this is 2020 and we're still living in a world where this is a problem is disheartening. It's been just a heavy week, a sad week. I felt a lot of anger, to be honest, looking at people's posts and people that didn't understand why this is so important. It just really bothered me and got me quite upset. So on that front, not feeling great. How do your parents/family feel about current US events? Are you having to have hard combos? I am very grateful that my family, we are all, you know, for equality. I don't have a single family member in my family that needed to have any conversations about racism and anything of that sort. What does your family say about your work on Black Lives Matter on your socials? Well, my mom told me she cried. She just said she was proud of me using my voice and my platform to hopefully inspire others to do the same. Yeah. I mean, my mom posted for Blackout Tuesday. We are all inclusive and we are here for change. Do you think that the Black Lives Matter movement made you realize your privilege? No, actually, I feel like I'm very self-aware and I'm aware of my privilege, and I've been aware of my privilege, and that's on a lot of different fronts. Obviously, I am white and I was born into a white family, which automatically gives me privilege, which is so, I don't get it. I really just strongly believe that people should be given the same opportunities regardless of your race or your beliefs. So obviously on that point, I have privilege, and then I also have the privilege of being raised and born in a family that was very loving and happy. And I know not a lot of people are raised in that kind of environment, and I'm very grateful for it. It's not something that I very much acknowledge my upbringing and everything of that sort, and I'm very appreciative of it. And of course, in case anyone's forgotten, we are still in a pandemic, which is wild because it just doesn't feel like it anymore. Like watching everyone protest and everything, it just doesn't really feel like we are in a pandemic anymore. But we definitely are. So it's weird. We're living, this is a weird time, but we have questions. Do you regret not going to Toronto for quarantine? If you don't know, I'm from Toronto, Canada. My parents live there. I don't regret it at all, actually. I think I would have lost my effing mind if I went back to Toronto and I had been there since March. Like, I would have absolutely lost my shit. I would have loved to be with my family through this, obviously, but I value my independence. I love my life here, and the weather was not great up until recently over there, so that also would not have been great. I've been so fortunate to live in Los Angeles during this, and the weather's been beautiful. I've been able to sit outside and get sun almost every single day, which has really, really helped a lot. So I definitely don't regret not going home. What is the first thing you'll do after quarantine? Most likely go home to Canada. It has sucked not even having the opportunity to go back if I wanted to. Like, the borders are shut down. Like, I can't see my family, which is horrible. So yeah, likely the first trip I go on would be back home, but also I just don't really know. They might come out here. What have you been up to since California has lifted restrictions? So things are like working their way back to normal, which is really weird and almost feels too soon in a way. Like with restaurants opening again, it just feels really wrong. But I guess they gotta make the call. I don't know. I've been doing the same kind of thing that I've been doing in quarantine. I see people occasionally, just like, you know, one or two at a time, still kind of keeping distance and spending most of the time outside, which is the safest place to be, obviously. I've been going to the beach, which has been so nice because it feels like just like regular life when you sit on a beach and you go home and you remember it's not, but for, you know, a few hours it feels really nice to sit on the beach and feel like it's summer. Has the pandemic affected how you view living alone? Honestly, no. I've really appreciated the time to be with myself and get to know myself a little bit more. I still love living alone. I've always loved living alone. From the second that I got my first apartment, my studio, I loved it. Nothing's changed. The only thing that is somewhat concerning, which has been a concern this whole time, like not even just pandemic, is if I were to get sick, how I would figure that out. But thankfully, knock on wood, I have been a-okay. So it's not something that I've had to really consider yet, or I don't want to say yet, just at all to this moment. Knock on wood. Relationship-y questions. Here we go. Can you forgive someone for cheating if it wasn't physical? No. That's just my personal take. I don't think I could ever forgive someone for cheating on me, regardless of what it was. I almost think emotional cheating is worse in a way, because then it's like, where is their heart, where is their head? There's no excuse for any of it, but I personally would never forgive. I just think the trust would be gone at that point, and then what's the point? What dating apps do you use? My main three would be Hinge, Bumble, and Raya. I don't really use Raya, but it is fun to scroll through the celebrities. Are you and Brian ever gonna have a real date? I'm gonna say no to this. You guys, if you don't know, Brian's one of my good guy friends. He and I, last year, 2 years ago, I don't know. We had like a flirtationship. It was, I don't know. Love the guy to death. He's one of my greatest guy friends, but I don't see that happening. Have you gone on any real life quarantine dates not over FaceTime/Zoom? I have, actually. It's definitely a little sketchy because of, you know, the state of the world. So I definitely like to find out how often they're seeing people, or like if they're seeing people at all, and if I feel safe seeing them at a safe distance, you know? I've seen in a safe outdoor way, like outside on a walk kind of thing, where it feels safe. Are there news about your relationship status or a new guy? There's not like news, like I have nothing really to share, but I have been talking to somebody. I'm obviously uncomfortable. Yeah, I feel like that's safe to say. There's nothing, I don't know how to talk about it. I'm uncomfy. Yeah, I don't know. Just, you know, seeing how things go, feeling things out, spending some time together. That's all I got. I guess it. Random questions. Okay. The final category, which is just the random questions. Just random. I didn't know how to categorize them. Will you make Animal Crossing videos? I will likely not. Maybe I'll do like an island tour when I'm officially done with it, but I really haven't been playing much lately. I feel like the hype is dying down for me, so I don't really expect to be playing that much longer. I feel like my gaming days are coming to an end. Has the witch done anything crazy since the last vlog on your vlog channel? Obviously we have to talk about, we're calling her Karen now. Nothing has happened since the last update on my vlog channel. In case you guys don't know, I will link that video down below, or the two videos. Yes. To summarize, basically, I ended up at her place. She invited me over and she just was complimenting the hell out of me, which was so interesting. I thought it was very odd. And then a couple days later, I was outside with Jill, just like sitting on my patio and catching up a bit. And she propped up a ladder and watched us. It was so creepy, man, so creepy. That's the update on my neighbor. Since then, which I guess has been like maybe a month now, nothing crazy has happened. Do you think Jill will ever move in with you? I've gotten that question for so long, and the older we get, the funnier I find that question. Jill and I both live alone. Jill lives with her boyfriend now. Like, no, we are growing up. We're getting older. If I'm ever living with anyone again, it will likely be a boyfriend. It won't be my friend. As much as I love my Jilly, that was never even something we talked about doing. If you could fast forward to 2021, would you? Actually, no. I feel like this is a year for change and growth, and I don't really want to skip over it. I want to learn from this year. So I really want to use the year to grow with it, with everything that's changing in the world. And yeah, I think this is an interesting year to live through. I will remember it forever. I will for sure be telling my children one day about 2020. I mean, this year is going down in history. This is going to be in our children's history books, which is so unbelievable, and I I definitely want to experience it and all that it brings. I want to start my own business, but I feel like there are a lot of problems I'll face. Absolutely, there will always be problems if you own your own business that you're gonna have to deal with and take care of. I experienced that with the business that I have, my clothing store. There are always gonna be problems and issues, but that's just part of business. So you take it or leave it. Do you think you are famous? No. I don't feel famous in the slightest. I don't feel anything but normal. I feel very just like a regular girl just doing her life that happens to share it on the internet with people. But I do not feel famous at all. And I guess we'll just call it there. I hope you guys enjoyed sitting down and chatting today. I hope I can continue educating myself and others on things that are important in the world right now. I'm gonna have links in the description to where you can learn, petitions you can sign, anything helps. Yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video, guys. I will see you on my vlog channel tomorrow and Friday and then Monday again, and then I'll be back over here on Tuesday. I love you guys so much. I love you for who you are, and I stand for you. I want you to know how loved and accepted you are, no matter your race or your beliefs or anything. You are accepted and you are loved, and I appreciate you all so much. So yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.